Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. This week we continue the series called Zero Money Down. Today I want to talk about the time I got 3 properties for no money down from a bank. That's kind of a cool trick. So the first house my wife and I bought, we bought with an FHA loan with 3% down. At the time it was 3%. And I'm going to do a whole story just on that because that was mostly about financing, and oh my gosh, I just tried to give my son a warning and he's not listening, so I hope he doesn't have to go through what we went through. But anyway, the guy that we bought it from was a contractor, and he would go through and buy these little dumps and then fix them up, improve them, and then sell them, and then move to the next one. He was a young guy, very talented. And so we bought our first house from him, very happy with it. He did a great job. I remained friends with him. He went from our house to another house here in town, and he turned that one into a duplex, and I looked into buying that one. I just couldn't afford it. So anyway, we lost contact for a while. He was off doing his thing. I was out trying to do mine. One day, and this had to be, I don't know, 2 or 3 years down the road, I get a call out of the blue from this guy. And he says, "Hey, I'm in some trouble at the bank, and I was wondering if you might be interested in buying a couple of pieces of property from me." And I said, "I would love to, but I have no money at all." And he said, "Okay." He said, "Well, I'll stay in touch." I said, "All right." A couple days later, I get another phone call. And he says, "Hey, I went and talked to the bank and I told them about you, and they've agreed to something. If you're interested, we can do this." I said, "What's that?" He said, "Well, I got a property on this street, and I got a property on this street. I'm behind on the payments, and I can't finish my project until I get these off the books. And they will sell both properties to you just for your signature, and of course for you to assume the loan." And I said, "Well, before I assume anything, let's me and you go take a look." So I went to the first little house. It was a 1-bedroom little, and I could tell this was going to be his next project, because it was a 1-bedroom. It was kind of run down. Inside needed a bunch of work. But the fun part to this property was right outside it had a little trailer. And that trailer did not belong to the property, but the trailer pad did. So they were paying like $80 or $100 a month lot rent. So the lot rent plus the rent on the property made it a pretty decent property. And when I looked at the loan and the payment, it made it very attractive. So then we went to the second property, and it was a 3-bedroom brick home in not such a great area. Not bad, but not great. And the thing about this property was, it was the first time I'd ever heard of Section 8. Now, the house payment was around $200. And the 3-bedroom at the time was around $700. So I said, sure, why not? If there's no money down and on my signature, let's do this. So I went into the banker. He didn't ask me any questions. He didn't ask me any financials. He just said, he wanted to know about my business. He said, well, how did you learn how to do this? And I said, well, I don't know. I said, I just have a knack for finding these properties. And so I spent about 5 or 10 minutes at his desk signing properties, and when I walked out of there, I had 2 properties, but 3 incomes. I had the house, the little 1-bedroom house, and I think that rent was $230, plus, $100 lot rent, so $330, and my payment was probably $150. And then the other one, so I picked up probably, I don't know, maybe $300 a month in payments, but I picked up a little over $1,000 in income. Not bad, just on my signature with no cash down, and I got it from the bank. And he did get to finish his project on that duplex, and it turned out very nicely. And again, still I had no cash, but I wish I had gotten it. Now, after I bought the properties, here's what happened. The people in the 1-bedroom had been there for years and were planning on staying there for years. But right after I bought it, the guy died in a motorcycle accident. So of course she had to move because she couldn't afford it. And then I started getting harassed by the housing authority over Section 8 at the other brick house. And it was nice to have the majority of that guaranteed every month. I'm not going to lie, it was very nice. I knew I could count on the rent. The check always cleared. It was nice. However, the tenants that were in there knew the game. I was getting harassed every month. I remember one month they called me out 2 different times over screens that the tenants broke, but they wanted me to fix them. They were just nickel and diming me to death. And then on top of all that, the tenant was supposed to be paying a percentage of the rent. She never paid. She never paid. So I ended up getting rid of, I got rid of all 3 of those when my wife got sick. I just returned all the property to all the owners and walked away because the way my wife and I did it, we were a team, and I couldn't operate without her. And everybody was very kind about it. Nobody gave me a hard time. It didn't affect my credit. But that was the story of how I got 3 incomes from the bank, one bank, at one time, with no money down. Try doing that today. Well, you guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.